Hi, you're probably here because you've been searching for a way to transform your life in terms of business, self-development, and wealth. In this video, I'm going to share with you just that. I'm going to share with you a process to transform your life. So why am I qualified to teach you any of these three things? Well, over the past 5.5 years, I've helped over 800 people quit their jobs, build an online business, and become successful financially. So the way most people approach success like this is they first want to feel motivated by watching YouTube videos, then they want to find a mentor, and then they want a mentor to teach them the things that they need to learn so that they stumble upon the success that they want because they're copying the success that the mentor has. Well, that partially works. However, it's not the best way to achieve results like that. There's a level above that is far superior. That's exactly what I'm going to teach you in this video. Also, people think that they're going to become YouTube heroes and famous celebrity entrepreneurs that are going to be on television, and a business is just going to make them a bunch of money because they're famous and they have a lot of followers on Instagram. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you a method that does not require this. You're not going to have to become a YouTuber. You're not going to have to become a self-development coach who's 21 years old. And you're not going to have to become famous because none of these things are really necessary for your first business. For your first business, something else works, and it works much better. So let's get right into it. So let me tell you a story of one of my students. When he reached out to me for the first time, he said, "Alex, I'm looking to start on YouTube. I want to be a super famous entrepreneur on YouTube who has a giant following. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach them self-development. I'm going to teach them all these magical things that are going to pay me money." I'm like, "What are you going to teach them?" "I don't know." "What have you achieved in your life?" He said, "I don't know. I'm just starting out." Okay, so his idea was that if he does the market research, which he did, that he's going to reach 100 million people with his YouTube videos within 6 months. And because he knows the data, he knows how much he's going to reach, who he's going to reach, and potentially even how he's going to reach them, because he's watched other YouTube videos of YouTubers that have succeeded, because he's done the research, one day he will be ready to build his first business. Or that's what he thought was going to happen. In reality, things went a little bit differently. So in reality, what happened was something a little bit different. What he actually needed were steps to change the current reality of his life. He did not need a vision of what his future life will look like. He did not need to know that there is 100 million people he can reach through YouTube, which is a completely arbitrary number, by the way. He couldn't possibly have known that. What he needed was steps to affect his current situation and his current life based on reality and based on objective facts. What he ended up doing was he got a business model that works, and then because he got a business model that works, he was able to work on the skills that are required for the business model and on the business itself, because he was following the steps that are required to build a business like that today. Instead of imagining the business in the future, he was working on the current skills and the current steps that are currently necessary to build his business from scratch. What he did was he followed the business model, he got on his first sales calls, and some of the people he was talking to ended up paying him thousands of dollars for a service that he now sells. His previous understanding of how to become wealthy and how to become successful was, how do other people view him in his success, right? What kind of success can he display towards other people so that they believe more of what he says on social media? That's what he thought success was like. He thought that if he showed enough Rolexes, enough cars, and enough wealth on social media, that means that he was going to become successful. In reality, he actually needed to become successful first, and then as a side effect, he would be able to achieve the wealth that he desires. Because as a side effect of selling to thousands of clients, as a side effect of delivering very substantial value to his clients, as a side effect, he was going to get paid more. And that's exactly what happened in the real world. He ended up getting paid by clients, and by the time he was able to afford things like Rolexes and expensive cars, he actually stopped using Instagram altogether. He stopped using even Facebook. What he ended up doing was He just did business for himself and to help others as well, to help his clients that are paying him money. And that's what he focused on. Instead of doing it for his social media following of his so-called friends from high school, he built a business that actually got him new friends that are business owners that are successful. And his old friends were inspired because he told them at dinners, he told them at meetups, this is what I do now. Without showing off, without telling them how much money he makes, he just did the thing that was required and he achieved the results that were required. And then everything else, he just kind of stumbled into, because the success comes after the hard work. The hard work does not come after pretending to do the hard work. So over the next 2 years, what he did was he focused on developing his skills and making the business model that has been already proven to work before he started in it, getting that business model to work for him and build a business using that business model. And he focused on creating the plan of what comes afterwards based on the skills that he's learning and the research and the knowledge that he's getting as he's building his business. So instead of reading and hoping and wishing and envisioning things, he learned from the real world. And that's when true learning happens. Before that, it was just imagination, and it was not very helpful because he didn't really know what it looks like in the real world. So all of the stuff he was imagining wasn't really how things came to be. Instead, the way things came to be was the way that things actually work in business, the skills that are actually required to achieve the results that he wanted, right? It's not the other way around. It's not a magical vision first and then things appear. It's hard work, and then as a side effect of that, wealth may happen, okay? And if you reduce the risks, increase the profit margins of your business so that for every client that you get, you make a substantial profit and you get a bunch of recurring clients paying you and you deliver a great service so they want to stay with you, they want to stay clients of yours for a long period of time. That's how you actually build a long-term successful business. Now, these are just some steps, of course. There's skills required for this. There's an actual business model required for this. And that's why I've just spent the last 5.5 years figuring out which business model works for beginners. And the answer is clear. The best business model to start with is an agency, an online marketing, creative, or tech agency that sells high-ticket services to clients on the internet. So how to choose something like this? Well, the wrong way of choosing it is, what am I currently being triggered emotionally with on the internet that seems to be the hype right now? What is the hype business model that all my friends are talking about? That is the wrong way of choosing a business model. The right way of choosing a business model is what currently actually works to get actual results that you can verify that are true, and what are you able to replicate as a business? And how can you make a decision on this and implement as soon as possible? This actually works, whereas imagining and getting ideas and all that stuff, it tends to work later when you actually know how business works. When you know how business works, it's easy to come up with new business ideas because you've seen things grow from zero to the current success that you see in the real world. And that's how you learn business skills, that's how you build your first business, and that's how you learn the next business models as well, from the skills and experience that you're building from your first business. What happens when the first business model works is you should probably start thinking about quitting your job and focusing full time on the business. You shouldn't quit your job before you start a business. You should quit your job when your first business is generating results. When you have proof of concept, then it's safe to quit your job at that point. Or rather safer, because it's never 100% safe. Business is inherently risky. So when you're choosing your first business, choose a low-risk business model. So what I have for you next is a video on how to get started with an online marketing agency. Just click right here and watch the video. It is quite detailed. Take a look, go through the entire video and see what you can learn and what you can start implementing. Also, if you like this video and you'd like more videos about marketing, sales, and entrepreneurship, I invite you to subscribe to this channel that you're watching right now and click the little bell notification icon so you get updates on when I upload new videos. So thank you, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.